Welcome into some Saturday hockey talk. We're going to talk about the Stanley Cup playoffs and make some first round predictions. Hey, everybody, I'm Rick. Welcome to Talking Habs. Um, I'm not that prepared. It's a very laid back Saturday hockey talk as we get ready for the playoffs. Um, I don't have a lot of news or anything like that, but we'll talk about whatever you guys want to talk about, and we'll hopefully have a good conversation. Let's use here. I gotta get used to doing these Saturday hockey talks. Well, so far it's just Guru. Hey, Guru, thanks for being there, man. Keep me company. All right, so Montreal's about to make their first playoff. Hey, Phil, their first playoff appearance in since 2021. What is that? So I guess 4 years. Um, I mean, I'm excited. And you know what? I legitimately think Montreal has a chance to win this series, and I'm not the only one. And it surprised me a little bit. Some of the writers and media people have made their picks. I guess this is for Sportsnet. So most of them are on the Capitals, but you got Eric Engels, Alex Adams. I don't know who Alex Adams is. Mark Spector, who I know who he is. Eric Francis, Jacob Stoller, Sam Cosentino, who I know who he is, and Rory Boylan. They've all picked Montreal in either 6 or 7 games. I don't think anyone's got them in 5, which would be, I think, silly. But so I'm a little surprised. I'm not the only one. Anyway, what do you guys think? I definitely think Montreal has a chance to win here, can win. I'm picking them, and I think they probably got to go 7 for Montreal to win. But 6 or 7, I think that's fair. Let's use here, and then we'll go from there. Let's see, what have I got? Oh, you know what? While we're talking to Guru, got some news. Guru is the winner of the fantasy pool. That's Darren's definitive team. He beat out Luca, surprisingly, and I almost beat Luca. I missed it by 1 game, I think, the week before. And Darren, who is Guru, he did it. So Darren wins the playoff, the fantasy pool. I can't even get my words right. And this is the bracket breakdown of how it happened. So you can see that's Luca, Big Nick Energy, excuse me, beat Crazy Capers, which is Lucas. My Maroons got beaten by Frozen Orange Ball, which is Doug. Let's see. Guru beat Matt. That's Shorzy. And Crazy Capers is BL, not Lucas. And then Rick's Leftovers, which is my second team, beat Lucas in the first round. Now the second round, the semifinal, you can see I almost beat him. It was 8-7. And then Guru beat Doug, Frozen Orange Ball. And then, Guru beat Luca, and I beat Doug, Frozen Orange Ball. So I came in third, and Luca was second, and Guru was first. So congrats to Guru. We'll have to work out the prize. I'm not sure he's going to want he doesn't need what I was giving away. He's got a few of those, and unless he wants another one, but we'll work out something. All right, so Guru's here. Phil's here. Phil also says, I'll pause my Taylor Swift music. Yeah, well, you don't have to unless you want to hear what I have to say. But then maybe what I have to say isn't interesting. I don't know. Matt Greer. Thank you, Matt Greer. Appreciate that, dude. Matt Greer with a dono. Thank you. Matt's right now, well, he's not the only one. There's some people that are going to be in the draw, but we're going to be doing a draw for a giveaway soon. Huzu, hey, Huzu. Beautiful people, he says. Or hello, beautiful people. Phil says, youngest team at the dance ever. We win regardless. A playoff win would be, well, to be studied. Why would you have to study it? They are the youngest team by a hair. By just a hair. Hang on, I got a cough. Got a frog in my throat, as they used to say. Phil's got Habs in 6. Matt's got Habs in 6. I'm taking them in 7. I'm just being more realistic. I don't know if that's. I'm just being more cautious, I'll say. Who's a good point? Their experience will pay dividends. Well, that's why I wanted them to make the playoffs. Mostly for that. It's going to be great down the road. So, yeah. How's the ice? I'm watching, actually. I've got the Dallas Colorado game. I couldn't tell you how the ice is. Besides, Paul's not here. Phil with the old movies. Nah, I can't do that. Habs in 5 now, you said? Maybe 3. He can't win in 3. I mean, it'd be a miracle, though. All right. Yeah, what else do I got? I got we're gonna make some predictions for, I guess, there's 8 first round series. What I'd like to do is, when we get enough people in here, we'll make a general consensus pick for each of the series, and then when that's over, we'll take a look back and see how we did as a channel. What do you say? Well, there's 13 people here. We can start doing that. But let's talk a little bit about the playoffs. I don't know what I want to say necessarily about it, except that like, I really do think Montreal's got a shot here. I know Washington didn't really limp into the playoffs, but it's something that I had said. I don't know if I said it on air at any point. I said it in our group chat with the boys, and they kind of laughed at me that way. And I said, Washington, having basically all year chased the goal record for Ovi, once he hit that, I kind of felt they might have a bit of a drop off because, that's done. What do we do now? And it's kind of what happened. And I hope that continues into the first round. Now, it might not. We might get our asses kicked, but I don't think so. I think it'll be competitive series by Montreal, and I'm hoping I'm right. All right. I also want to just mention memberships, channel memberships. Back to doing members only videos. I'm going to be doing a members only review for each of the games. Planning to do a members only live stream coming up. I think it might be next Saturday. I'm not sure when. I don't remember when I was thinking, because I'm gonna write it down. Yeah. So, anyways, if you hit that join button, all you need to do is take the $1.99 membership, and that'll get you these reviews that I'm doing in the members only videos. If you got to take the step up, I think, for the members only live streams. I'm trying to change that. I've sort of revamped it, but I forgot to make one change. So if you go look at it, you'll see what I'm talking about. All right. Not a really good way of selling, because that was horrible. I don't know. I feel like I haven't done a Saturday hockey talk in like forever, but I know I did one talking about this subject actually for the Habs the last time, and they did make the playoffs. So I'm kind of proud of myself that December 31st against Vegas, I said if they win that game, they're going to make the playoffs. And boy, I was right. So I'm kind of proud about that prediction from that far back. Point guard says Montreal in 7. Phil, I can't talk about old movies. I don't know anything about old movies. So you can talk all you want, but I don't know old movies very well. To be very honest with you, they don't hold my interest. I wish I could talk about them, but none of them you mentioned, I don't think I've seen. To be honest, so. All right, so what are we going to talk about hockey-wise? I imagine a lot of people are watching this game that's on right now. And I didn't watch the St. Louis Winnipeg game, so I have no idea who won that game. Although I could easily go check, and I may do that. I was gonna watch it, but I had other things to do and I just couldn't get to it. Well, let's take a look and see who won that game. Not that much of a surprise that Winnipeg won the opening game 5-3. I did pick St. Louis in my bracket, but we'll come to a consensus here for that. But I thought we'd talk a little bit more about the playoffs in general and Montreal in general, if you want. Yeah, I'm going to leave those kind of questions up to you. I should have been more. Honestly, I should have been more prepared. I was busy today doing housework, and that's why I'm not more prepared. Every now and then, you got to clean up the apartment. It has to be done. All right. In that meantime, I like the Boston boys like to say. With that being said, what do you guys want to talk about? You're making me nervous by being so quiet in the chat. I gotta tell you, I'm gonna go off camera for just a few minutes, but I'm right here, ain't going anywhere. Oh, I gotta change that. I was directing the Flyers pod this afternoon, and that's why that's like that. Let's see. There's a lot of Crosby to Montreal talk and articles. Yeah, as much as I love that, and I've talked about it, it's unlikely, I can't see that happening this offseason, honestly. I know he's got 2 years left on his G. That I think it kicks in this coming season, right? That he just signed. Maybe when that's done, if he still wants to play, he might come here, but I don't think they're going to trade him. It's unfortunate. I really like that. And if you've read the articles, let me know what they're saying. I didn't read any. Huzu says he's analyzed the Capitals briefly, and he truly believes Jack-Eye is a necessity. I hope Marty St. Louis sees the same thing for the same reasons. Who are you taking out if you're putting Jack-Eye in? I don't disagree with you, by the way. Confirmed talks about it with Hugo. What? Okay, first of all, what's a cough named? I'm not sure what a cough named. No, I'm not sure what you're talking about there, Phil. Derek, it'd be foolish not to dress Arbor. I mean, it's the playoffs, right? I mean, it's going to get a little bit tougher. The hitting's going to get a little bit harder, maybe even a little meaner. They've got Tom Wilson, and it seems that when Arbor is in the lineup with Washington, when they're playing Washington, Tom Wilson doesn't really do much. So it may be a very good idea to dress Arbor. Hey, Emmer. Why isn't he being played? I think it's more of the left shot, right shot problem. There, with only 2 right shot defensemen on the team right now, in Savard and Carrier. I just think that, I think that's really what it is. He's a left shot defenseman, and Strubal's playing well. And that's a good point too. Strubal's kind of outplayed him and has earned that spot over him right now. Does that carry into the playoffs? I don't know. Derek says he doesn't see Crosby in Montreal. I could easily see it. Do I really think it'll happen? I don't. Unfortunately, but I mean, that would be great. All right, now I gotta read something here. Okay, here's who's reasons for why we need Arbor. The Caps have 13 players above 6 feet. Ovi has the most body checks in league history. Wilson is the cheap shot artist of our generation. Protus is 6'6". Violence cannot be avoided. Protus, I think, is out. Is he not injured, Protus? Oh, no, I don't. I don't believe Arbor is being punished for anything. So no, that's it's. I don't know who's starting those rumors, if it's the Montreal media or what, but no, Arbor, I don't believe is being punished for anything. Immer, yeah, I mean, I agree that sure I can see Sid here. I've talked about it. Would love that for them to go get him, but it's not going to be Sydney unless Sid goes to the Penguins and says, you know what? Yeah, I want to be traded. They're not trading him. And I do believe Dubas, to get the job, or one of the agreements when he got hired, was that he wasn't going to trade Crosby, Malkin, Letang, like those guys. So if that's the case, then he's probably not trading them. It'll be a short series if they don't dress Arbor. Um, I don't know that that's 100% true though. Now, Arbor is important on the physical side, and I do get that. I'm not about to play that down. But as far as on the offense, on the overall, I guess I'm talking just offense. He's not really contributing much. So could they beat him? Could they beat? Yeah, they could. Is it smart? I don't know. The thing is, I don't know who comes out. I really don't know who comes out. It'd have to be Savard, but if it's Savard, he's one of your best. He's one of your best penalty killers, and he's your one of two right shot defensemen. Marty has not singled out Arbor. I don't know where you got that from, Derek, but that is not the case as far as I know. That is not the case. I'm sorry, but that's, if you ask me, that comes from people who don't like Marty and don't like his coaching. Why? I don't know. And making things up, because I've not heard that at all. You saw that Line said about playing Ovi, and even Demidov said he was a bigger fan of Malkin. Seems like someone told the boys not to show partiality to Ovi in the press. Oh, makes sense. Kind of beat yourself that way if you do that. He's just another player on the other team. That's it. After the series, different story. The playoffs are a different animal. But I mean, look, Derek, it doesn't mean because it's a different animal that what you said here is right. It doesn't mean that at all. I think that's just a stupid rumor. Personally, I think that's just a stupid rumor started by people who like clickbait. Wilson isn't a full blown yellow, but he's a lot more quiet when there's a real policeman present. Oh, without a doubt. Arbor is better than Savard. It depends on, like, I don't know how to answer that properly. Savard is going to be retiring at the end of the playoffs, by the way, when we're done, if you hadn't heard. Um, I don't think Jack Eye is a better penalty killer. I don't think he has nearly as much experience, obviously. But I think, yeah, in the long run, down, of course, he's better. But does it mean for this series? I don't know. I want to see him in there. We'll see how that works out. Sure, I can be critical of people I like. I just don't see a reason to be critical of Marty too much here. I mean, hell, they made the playoffs. I don't care how you want to say it. They made the playoffs. They have progressed in each of his seasons, and he's done a marvelous job, in my opinion, in the 3+ seasons that he's been here. Has he made mistakes? Of course. He's still learning a little bit on the job. Of course. It's not perfect. Doesn't mean that he is punishing Arbor and there's some kind of conspiracy theory here. It's not that. People jump too quickly to some kind of conspiracy over something, and I don't get it. As a matter of fact, most things in life, and I mean like most things in life, are not a conspiracy at all. I'm just saying. Immer, yeah, down the road. I mean, look, Arbor's still very young. But yeah, I think you're right I think you're right that he's better than Jack Eye, going forward, obviously. Better than Savard. Savard is at the end of his career. He doesn't have the speed. He's too slow right now and all that, but he probably still a better option. Probably still is in the playoffs, but we'll see what Marty does. So, like, if Arbor's not in the lineup Monday, I'm not going to be that critical of Marty. Let's trust and see how it goes. But yeah, I don't know. I think I'd rather have him in there. Let's see. Huzu is kind of right, but not. It's not everyone that's bad. But the people that are bashing Marty, I don't understand why, and I think a lot of it is just people that read certain things and buy into it without critically thinking about it. So on Facebook, yeah, it's crazy. Facebook groups are, and it's not everybody in the Facebook groups, but by and large, Facebook groups, all the idiots that follow the Habs are in there. It's crazy how many bad opinions I see on in Facebook Habs groups. Horrible opinions like that. Hey, Bruce. Yeah, Emmer, I'm only on Facebook because that's where our chat group, all the guys, on the two channels. It's really why I'm there. So while I'm there, I do look around. But man, I don't buy into too much that's on there. I don't buy it. I like the little videos, the reels. I watch those, and I do get some information that I use from time to time there. But so many horrible Habs takes are over there. Bruce says he feels that we will win in 5 or 6 games. I can't see it in 5, to be honest. It's going to be 6 or 7. I feel 7. No theory needed. Obvious. Who has not done it with anyone? Who are we talking about? I'm just not talking about Marty. Yeah, look. How many coaches would have got this team to the playoffs 3 years, a little over 3 years into a rebuild? I don't know how many. Yeah, I don't engage with on Facebook very much. Very little. I just don't. I use it to, like I said, watch those little videos. I chat there. I do scan to see if there's any information that's worth pulling from there. But no, I basically talk to very few people on Facebook. On Blue Sky, you're safe. I'm off of Twitter. I do not go near Twitter. I'm not going on. If someone posts a link in our chat group or anywhere. Check this out. If it's on Twitter, I'm not watching it. I don't go there. Does Washington have many injuries to their top players? Well, you know what, Bruce? They probably do. But if you think Montreal is injury-free, I would dare say there's probably not a single player on the Habs that doesn't have something to some extent. And it's probably the same for like all the teams. Right? At this time of year, most players are playing through something. Look at Armia. Armia can't shoot properly because he's got a screwed up wrist. So there's one right there that we know of. Yeah, Huzu, I agree. And I think that they should take that drug retardium off the market. Too many people are just doing too much of that. Wait, I missed rebuild far from over. Rebuild isn't far from over, but it's not over. But to say rebuild far from over, oh my God, Derek, I'm even surprised at you. I usually agree with a lot of your comments, it's just not tonight. So I'm just curious, when you say far from over, how far away do you think they are? We catch back up. Once Fowler gets here, they will have solved the second line center problem. It won't be Hage yet, but they'll have solved that problem. And possibly, one or two other little holes that they do have. And yeah, I mean, basically the rebuild is over at that point. But to say it's far from over, come on. Fowler needs a year in the AHL, so how's that going to be 3 years? He's with the AHL team now. If he needs a year, that's next season. And then the season after, that's 2 years. And if it comes in 2 seasons, if we can safely say our rebuild is over, that's slightly over 5 years for a rebuild. That's right on time. Can't expect it any better than that. Bruce, I think we all pretty much agree on that. That Jack, Wilson doesn't usually do much like that when Jack Eye's in the lineup. But Derek, he's with the AHL team. You know that means, right? He's out of college. He's not going back to college, Fowler. So if he's with the AHL team this year, right, in the playoffs and whatever with them, right? Where are you expecting him to play next year? If not with the Rocket? I expect him to be with the Rocket. And quite frankly, I don't think Fowler's going to need more than a year. Now, he could. But I don't know. He seems like he's going to be a year down there, and he should be ready to maybe not take the starter role here, but, be here. AHL next season, yeah. So how is it 3 years down the road? Fowler may or may not get into games next year. I don't know that matters too much, but I do believe the season after he should be winning a job out of camp. Well, if that's what you're saying, that's fair, Derek. He says 1 year in camp in Laval, and then you'll have a good idea, and that's fair. Yeah, I mean, that's all you can do, right? He goes to Laval, spends. He's there now, spend a season down there, and then either they'll feel he's ready to make the jump, or he's not. And then it's another season. From everything I've seen with Fowler leading up to this, he doesn't seem to have a problem jumping from one level to the next. Yeah, I think we might have got Derek to buy into our. It's not going to be. It's not. We're not far from the end of the rebuild. I'm quite sure of that. I'm quite sure of that. I'm gonna go check over here, see if I had anything. Oh, yeah, I want to mention this here. So let me just change this here. All right, I don't know if you, how many of you caught this. It's bracket time. The bracket challenge. We're doing a bracket challenge. If you watch the video that is on the channel, I didn't put a link in the description. I should have. But if you're here watching this now, you can find this video very easily. And it'll tell you what to do to join the league that we're running for the bracket challenge. The winner will get a prize. And just watch the video. It'll tell you the password and give you the link over to that. And that's it right here. bracketchallenge.nhl.com/en/home. Password is go Habs go, lowercase, all one word. And we're going to be giving a Talking Habs t-shirt to the winner. You have to be in North America, though. So if you're overseas, sorry, this contest is not open to you. But if you are in North America, this is open to you. So the bracket challenge, please check it out. All right, let's get to, as I'm about to, I'm going to come back on cam. Why don't we make our predictions? Let's come to a consensus as a group here for the first round series. I don't have them in front of me. Hang on. I got to write them. All right. Montreal, Washington. I think well, let's go with that one. So everybody who's here right now, just in the comments, just write Montreal or Washington, and we'll come to a consensus. I know me, Montreal. I'm going Montreal in this series. Then when all the first round's over, we'll come back. We'll do another Saturday hockey talk, as we always do in the off season, and we will see how good we were in making these predictions. I just want to get them all listed here. I should have had that already, but I didn't. Winnipeg, St. Louis, Winnipeg 5, St. Louis 3 in the first game, if you hadn't seen it. And it's too bad Dallas and Colorado really in the first round, because that's two good teams that could go far, but one of them is going to get knocked out very early on. All right. Did we get any guesses in there? Immer says Habs in 7. Uzu says Washington in 6, so we're 1-1 there. I'm saying Montreal in 7, so it's 2-1. 2 for Montreal, 1 for Washington. Yeah, we're not there yet, Immer. Wait, we'll do one at a time. Otherwise, I will get very confused. We don't want that to happen. Yeah, we got, 11 people? That's all we can get is 3 guesses? Well, it's leading 2-1. One of them is my guess, 2 out of 3. That's it? Nobody else here? 3 years to build, 3 years to win. No, it's 5 years to build. How many years to win? That's unknown exactly. I mean, that can't say for sure. But you can pretty much predict the end of a rebuild. I don't think there's been any rebuilds that have happened in 3 years, by the way. And I don't remember ever hearing LaFleur say that, to be very honest with you. Not that I've heard everything LaFleur had said, so. Are we going to get any more guesses? Montreal, Washington. Who's going to win? Montreal, Washington. We're taking Montreal. Toronto, Ottawa. I can tell you who I got, and I don't think it's hard to figure that one out. If you watch this channel very much, you know who I got on this one. And Immer says, I think the Sens will take down the Leafs, so I'm in agreement with that. I said 7 because I want to see Toronto lose in 7, lose the 7th game. So I'm calling Ottawa in 7. Immer has Ottawa in 6. Biased? Yes. Realistic? Not always for me, but biased? Yes. Is it realistic? I don't know that it's 100% realistic, to be honest with you, but I'm going with that anyway. Although it is realistic in this sense of the Toronto doesn't win first rounds very often, rarely. So I think it's it's a pretty much safe bet almost to say they're going to lose in the first round. So realistic from that standpoint, yes. Is there anybody else here with me, or are you just all leaving? Because it seems like everyone's leaving. This may turn out to be Rick's predictions for the first round. But we're going to go with Ottawa. I think I'm going to go cold. Tampa, Florida. Or I'm cold in here. I got the windows open, so could be why. Tampa, Florida. What do you say? I think I'm going to change what I had. I had picked Tampa. I'm not sure I'm 100% in love with that pick. I'm not sure. Immer's got Florida in 5. I don't know about 5, but I think I'm going to go with Florida. I've changed my mind since when did we do the last one? 2 nights ago, I guess. What day are we today? 3 nights ago. No, 2. It was Thursday night. In the podcast in Hab Normals. We did this. I can tell you now. I had obviously Montreal, and I had Ottawa, and I took Tampa. But I don't know. I don't feel comfortable with that today. So I'm gonna take Florida. Anybody else got Florida? We got 2 so far. Is anybody but Immer gonna talk to me the rest of the way? How's that? Better question. Not my night tonight doing this. You know, some nights, yeah, you got it. Everything's good. And then some nights, it just doesn't work. I think it's one of these nights tonight. It's not working very well. 9 people have broken fingers in the chat. Yes. Give a thumbs up with your broken finger. If you think of it, please give a thumbs up. I appreciate that. It is a game started at 9. So at this time of year, when I do Saturday Hockey Talk, when playoffs are on, there's a playoff game that night. Yeah, it's not the best time. But I had nothing to do tonight, so I thought, well, let's get Saturday Hockey Talk off and running for the off season, although we're not off season because we are going through the playoffs. But interestingly, first round, Montreal doesn't play on Saturday in this first round. They're not playing Saturdays, so let's do this. So, yeah. Huzu says, hopefully it goes Tampa in 7. and both teams destroy each other, which could happen. It could be a very physical game. This could be a tough game. I think it will go 7. Yes. But I'm shifting to Florida. So we're 2 Floridas and 1 Tampa. Anybody else want to chime in here? Anybody else? Going once, going twice. You're out of here. So it was 2-1. We're taking Florida. Bruce. Bruce gets in with a buzzer beater, and we are now at a tie. We need somebody to break the tie. Tampa or Florida? Somebody who hasn't answered, break the tie for us, please. We got 2 apiece. Subban has us beating Washington and facing New Jersey in the next round. You think that's realistic, though, expecting New Jersey to beat Carolina? I know he's a former Devil, and I think that's the only reason why Subban's taking the Devils. Without Jack Hughes in the lineup, and I think it's a healthy Carolina team, I can't see that happening. But we need another a Tampa or Florida. Next, Tampa or Florida, if you haven't already guessed, is going to decide which team we're taking. And if not, I'm going to break the tiebreaker, even though I already had one guess or one entry. Florida, Tampa. Somebody out there give us a Florida or a Tampa to decide where we're going with this one. Or not. It's weird. I had the game on. What happened to it? Oh, there it is. And Joe says Tampa. Joe swings it back to Tampa. All right. It's going to be Tampa. All right, let's move on to the next one. Carolina and New Jersey. I have Carolina. What say you guys? Carolina or the Devils? The Devil, you say. Bruce says, I feel Carolina will beat New Jersey in 4 or 5. I haven't been 5, my guess. And we will face Carolina. Yeah, I mean, that to me makes perfect sense. I say Carolina in 5 there. It would sort of surprise me even if they pushed it to 6. Immer says Canes in 6, though. And Joe says Carolina. That makes 4 Carolinas. We're going with Carolina. Did we have anybody taking the Devils besides Subban? Huzu has the Canes as well. Pretty much unanimous. Excuse me, I ate just before the show, so I burp. I'm sorry. We'll move on to the other conference, and we got Winnipeg and St. Louis. Winnipeg, St. Louis. Now, remember, Winnipeg 5, St. Louis 3 tonight. So Winnipeg won the first game. I took St. Louis in my bracket. Winnipeg is the President's Trophy winner. I'm of the mind that there's a jinx there. And I'm going to take, weirdly or not, and I'm sure nobody's going to agree with me, I'm taking St. Louis, but I have a feeling we're going to have the Jets. Immer and Joe both have the Jets. Bruce says the Jets. So, and Immer's saying a sweep by the Jets. I kind of feel like it's that. They're going to sweep them, the Jets, or they're going to lose to St. Louis. And I don't know how many games. I feel probably 7 if they're going to lose, or it's going to be a sweep. Hockey says Jets over Blues. So we are definitely going with the Jets. Next up is Dallas, Colorado. That's the series going on right now. There is 8 minutes left in the first period. No score. Who do I have? I've got Colorado. And I'll tell you, I don't mind saying this, but in my bracket, I got Colorado going all the way. It's not how I set out to do it. It's just how it worked out, I guess. I didn't have anything planned when I did the bracket. I just started with the first game, but I'm going Colorado. Immer says Dallas. Bruce says Colorado. Joe says Colorado. 3-1 so far. Colorado over Dallas. Who else wants to put in a guess? Man, this has gone pretty quick. It's 45 minutes in. That does not feel like I've been talking for 45 minutes. Probably does to you guys, but not to me. Who's got Colorado. And with my Colorado, it is 4-1. Colorado over Dallas. I think that's going to mean we are picking Colorado. Vegas, Minnesota. What say you guys? Vegas, Minnesota. I can't see Minnesota pulling it out here. I just feel Vegas is too good for them, or I don't know. I just feel Vegas is going to win this. So I'm going Vegas. And this is, by the way, a lot of I don't know, like team injuries and shit like that for pretty much any of these teams except Montreal. All right, Joe's got Vegas. Yeah, I just don't. I don't know. I don't know if that's a gut thing. I don't feel Minnesota really stands a chance here, which probably means Minnesota's going to win it. But I just feel Vegas. Immer is kind of like me, doesn't, yeah. So, but Immer's going with Minnesota. So we got 2-1 here. Bruce is taking Vegas 3-1. So it's 3-1 right now. What say you guys? Minnesota or Vegas? And then we'll do LA and Edmonton, but hold off on that one for a sec. Who? I don't blame you. And listen, when I did my bracket video, I said I don't like Vegas, but I think they're gonna win, but I don't like them. So what is it? 3-2 for Vegas. I think that's gonna take it for Vegas. And then we got LA Edmonton. I got no confidence in Edmonton going into this into the playoffs. I got no confidence here for Edmonton. So I'm thinking I'm going to take LA, obviously. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know why. They haven't filled me with confidence all season. I know that McDavid, Draisaitl are kind of banged up. Like I said, everybody is. But so it's a question mark there. I feel their goaltending, especially in the first round, as we discovered last year, Skinner is kind of a second half of the playoffs goalie. So if he struggles, I feel it's going to be LA. And LA's had 3 years trying to beat Edmonton in the first round, 2 or 3. Yeah, this year they do it. So let's get the last one. I got LA. What say you? Joe says LA. Bruce says LA. And he says in 5. I had that one going 7, I want to say. I think I only had, let me see. I only had Carolina, New Jersey, and Vegas and Minnesota. Yeah, I had that at 5. I had those 2. LA, I think all the other series at 7. LA and 7, says Zimmer. Just because they went back to the old logo you like? All right, so we have 1, 2, 3. Me is 4. Yeah, it's going to be LA. Anybody else want to chip in with any of these? But especially the LA and Edmonton. But it's going to go to LA. Basically because we got 4, and there's not 4 other people talking to me in here. So, all right. So this is what we ended up with. The teams that are going to emerge from, okay, so basically this is what we're saying. Second round is going to be Montreal, Carolina, and Ottawa and Tampa. So that's second round for Eastern Conference. Second round for the Western Conference is going to be Winnipeg and I guess Colorado. And then, yeah, Winnipeg, Colorado. And Vegas and LA. There you go. Those are the predictions for the chat. How that's going to come out, I don't know. Anyway, I'm keeping them. We did this. Yeah, this is from Hab Normals. So it was Ryan Sporer of Hockey Writers, and Matt and myself, and we're going to go over that after the first round, that one as well. So I'm hanging on to that. And with that, I'm going to take an early leave here because I am kind of tired. I'm having trouble staying awake. Plus, it's not my greatest night. Unless you guys want to talk about something in particular, I'll stick around, but I got nothing left. And we almost hit the hour, so you got a couple of minutes to go to ask me some questions and come up with another topic to talk about. And I mean, I'll stick it out a little bit. But other than that, I do have to run. I got to take my meds for the night, and I got stuff to do as well. Yeah, we're not doing second round predictions yet, Bruce, though. Or no, you're talking about. Yeah, would they play each other? No. Are you talking about second round now? No, we're not making predictions for second round yet. How much are we missing Doc for this run? That's a good question. I don't know that that's easy to answer because he's been out since the before the Four Nations, hasn't he? He's been out for so long. I don't know. How much are we missing him? Probably not as much as. Probably not that much. Then you could say, well, that means we don't need him. Will they trade him? They might, but who's going to trade for him? So till he's back healthy and everything. Should the Habs bring up Jack-Eye? Why? Where did they send him? Where did Jack-Eye go get demoted? The cornerstone is Arbor if they want a chance to push back against the Caps. Yeah, I think I will admit to you this. I think you guys are putting a little too much stock in what Arbor's going to do for this team. I really do. I think you're making a little too much about Arbor, and we can't win without Arbor. No, I don't agree with that. We can win without Arbor. So I don't know that that's the cornerstone of them winning. He's not been playing, but you said bring up. Bring him up from where is what I'm asking you. mean, he's not been playing, but he's on the roster. He's been scratched, healthy scratch. Arbor McDavid, if that were the case, he'd be in the lineup. That's number one. And no, I really do. I think as much as I do want him in the lineup, but to say that them winning or losing this series hinges on Arbor Jackeye being in the lineup, I think that's putting a little too much weight on Arbor, and I think he'd be the first to tell you that too. Yeah, you should stay away from betting. It's not really good for you. Still no score. Almost out of the first period in the Colorado-Dallas game, by the way. If they get pounded, they will need him. But that's an if, right? And think about it this way, right? It's a playoff game. Washington can't be going all apeshit physical and taking penalties left and right. It's a playoff game. So will that happen? I doubt it. And we do have Josh Anderson. We do have Struble. We have guys here that can handle some physical stuff. So I don't think it, I just saying I don't think that it's the cornerstone of whether or not we can beat Washington. Because if that's the case, then we're definitely losing to Washington. But I don't think that's the case. And I think we can beat Washington. He would help. Just like all of them. They're all just pieces to the puzzle. Could Arbor be a piece to the puzzle to a victory? For sure he could. But he ain't the main piece. All right, guys. I'm going to take off. I'm at an hour. And I'm really tired today. Yeah, so that's it. So listen, I'll be back next Saturday for Saturday Hockey Talk because there's no game. And if the series goes 7, I'll be back the Saturday after that because there's also no game on that Saturday either. So basically, Saturday Hockey Talk, we're back till the season starts up again for next season. And that's it. Best thing for me is to get out of this one and put it behind me. And it's over. And that's what I'm going to do. Thanks, everybody, though, for being here. I appreciate it. Keeping me company through the first one of the off season or the playoffs. And I'm going to stop talking now. I'll be back on Monday for the game, first playoff game of the playoffs. Hopefully, you guys will join me for that. And enjoy the rest of the weekend. And that's it. Thanks for being here. Super appreciate it. Till next time, stay safe. Peace out. And have a great rest of the weekend. Ciao, everybody. I know we had a lot to talk about, but we'll have plenty of time to do that. Have a good night, everybody. Enjoy the rest of Saturday night. Still early. All right. Ciao, everybody. Thanks for watching. If you like this, give a thumbs up, leave a comment, and please share this video.